emotion.
So Erin, tell me, how do you feel about the perception that the world has of the single Black woman or single woman in general?
Well, I think the single woman is
So Erin, tell me, how do you feel about the perception that the world has of the single Black woman or single woman in general?
Well, I think the single woman is literally like out there by herself. And it gives that single connotation, you would. I think that word is like, okay, single. So it's just like something's wrong with you because you're single. And a lot of people feel like you're not whole. And I don't believe in that. Like, I'm a whole person. There's nothing single about me. And sometimes people think something's wrong with you if you're single. Sometimes people don't want to be involved in drama. Sometimes people just want to follow their passion. So I feel like there's nothing wrong with being whole. I hate that single word. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, single, the word, it does sometimes give off a negative, it has a negative connotation to it, but I enjoy being single, and I'll say I'm solo, and it's by choice, but I feel like the perception that the world has is, like you said, what's wrong with you? Why are you single? I think that not everybody chooses a relationship, like that's not everybody's goal. I think it's weird that we as a society congratulate people for getting married. Like, that was a decision that they made. It wasn't anything that they really accomplished other than you decided to marry somebody. Like, I don't know, I just think the way society is set up for us to be in relationships, for us to be, just paired up. Like, society does not allow for people to be with themselves, and love themselves. It's like the goal for everybody is to find somebody. And, if you don't find somebody, something's wrong with you. And I disagree with that. I don't think something's wrong with you if you don't find, I don't think that makes you a incomplete person, but I think that the world does perceive us as that.
It does.
And, and I chose this life, and I'm very grateful and happy. Like, when I first got here, I was like, this is kind of weird, this is different. Like, who do I make decisions with?
Right.
And then now it's kind of like with me, and I'm responsible for me. So I think that it's a very empowering place to be, but the world has yet to discover that, I think.
And that's why I like Tracy Ellis Ross, because she always she's an advocate for the single woman. And she's happy with herself. And I love that. She has a beautiful career, and there's nothing wrong with her life. Some people choose not to have children. And I can understand. Children take on a lot of responsibility. They also, when you get the one thing they don't talk about is when the children get older, the responsibility that you feel and how you worry about them, from them driving cars to being out at night. There's so much that comes to that. So I can understand someone wanting to be solo, and pursue their career and just enjoy their life, travel, So I understand that. So like I said, the world, and you said that as well, the world does have this negative view to me about the single woman, but it can be liberating when it's in a positive, when you have it in a positive light. Okay, so being single means you're independent, you're free. A lot of women are making money, and that's great, you know, making money, traveling, and just enjoying themselves. Because so many people, they get married and they get married for the title.
And something I heard too, and I know this might be controversial, but I heard, and I kind of agree with it, and I hate to say this, but I heard when a man finds a woman, their life improves. They get better. You know, things change for them. They're more comfortable. Life is just more comfortable for them. But when a woman finds a man, it's like their life gets worse.
This is, they got to do all the work.
Yeah, and I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with my life getting worse with you. So, you know, I've yet to find a man that has brought value.
Yeah.
I hate to say that. I picked some bad men. But, you know, like, honestly, I've yet to find someone that has added value to my life. Like, okay, without you, I would be without this, that, and the third, other than a headache. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know.
That's funny that you say that, because one of the reasons why I am single, another reason why I am single, solo, whatever we want to call it, is because I feel like I need someone who has goals and purpose. So you're right, like you've got to have the same drive and hustle that Erin has. And if you don't, then guess what? It's okay, because Erin's gonna have that drive and hustle by herself and continue to create and do things that she wants to do. But I do find value in relationships, like my grandparents, your grandparents as well. Because I know your story with your grandparents. Like my grandparents were married. My mom's parents and my dad's parents were married for so long, and I wish I would have gotten that. I'm the big mess up on that, because my grandparents were together and they just did life together, and my grandfathers took care of my grandmother.
That was a different time. That was before social media, before these men could get online and cheat on their phone.
A DM.
Yeah, that DMing. You know what? I seen another thing that said nobody's more single than a married man on the internet.
Oh, wow.
So, and that's true. Like back in them days, Granddaddy did not have social media, didn't have women all in their DM. So I think it was easier. And women too, they didn't have that independent nature that we have. So it was like they didn't know how to live alone, how to be without a man. And now I feel like, you know, I feel so liberated. I mean, I do be scared sometimes, and I have to be, as a single woman, we have to be more cautious. You know, we can't let people know where we live. And, you know, like for me, I DoorDash, which it's my guilty pleasure. And I have to wait for the DoorDasher to pull off before I open the door, because I don't want them to see who lives there. You know, just little stuff like that we have to change being single. If we had a man in the house, we wouldn't necessarily have to worry about. But I just think, you know, like life is so different now. It's, you know, my grandparents were married 72 years.
My goodness.
72
That's a beautiful
years.
thing.
Yeah, but that was a different time.
It
now,
was, but I miss that time. Like, and I think the great thing about being in our 40s is we got a chance to experience being in your 80s, you know, and then also being in your 90s. And so it's just like growing up in these different generations and these different eras. And you're right. So like I always say, have you ever heard the term, I am my ancestors' wildest dream? I feel like I'm my grandmother's wildest dream. So like I can do what she couldn't do. Whereas my grandmother took care of her children, which was great, beautiful, 8 kids. One grandmother had 8 kids, the other grandmother had 4 kids with my grandfathers. But just to be able to do that, but we can think outside of the box. And there is a great thing. There's positive aspects of social media and negative aspects of social media, but we can really create and we can just think outside the box and be who we want to. So we are in a different generation. And talking about different generation, how do you feel about the BBL culture?
Girl.
And what does that stand for?
BBL.
Brazilian
butt lift. Yeah. I think, you know, to each his own, honestly. If that's what if your life, if you choose to go and alter your body, you know, I'm not gonna body shame anybody. If that's what you think is gonna make you feel good, do that. But the most important thing for me is that we heal internally. You know what I mean? Like, it's more about what we got going on the inside, because you can change your body, but you still gonna be you. You know what I mean? And you still gonna be sad if you're sad. You still gonna have anxiety if you have that. So what's in our life is a reflection of what we think. So that's more important. Like, you could change your external, you know. Hey, you know, it doesn't affect me one way or another. You know, it is different. Life, you know, and I think about, because I'm a nurse, I think about like what's gonna happen in 30, 40 years, you know, when people with those surgeries, like, you know, what are they gonna look like and stuff like that. But hey, you know, to each his own.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, to each his own, and I never will knock a woman for anything that she wants to do. So if you want to get a BBL, that's on you. But like you said, you hit the nail when you said you must be able to, you know, nothing's gonna change the inside. So you're sitting here and you got issues with inside. You know, you're trying to change the outer appearance. Yeah, the outer appearance might change, but how you feel about yourself is going to continue to. If you have low self-esteem, that BBL is not going to give you high self-esteem.
Yeah.
So that's my thing, is I want women to love who they are. It's like me.
Accept who you are.
Right, accept who you are. Personally, I'm not getting a BBL. I'll work out. I'll do whatever I have to do, but I'm not getting one of those because I don't want to be under the knife. You know, to me, it's dangerous. If I don't have to, I'm not doing it. I've had open heart surgery. This wound right here is here for a reason. So if I'm not being put to sleep just because for my leisure, because I want
for
to.
cosmetic purposes. Yeah, and I've noticed too, like I know people that have had work done and their self-esteem is really like, you know, it's different, you know, and they get one thing and then they have to get something else and then they get something else and then, you know, they're never satisfied. It's like a body dysmorphia and they, you know, they're never satisfied with how they look and they're continuously changing themselves. And two, to add to that, it's very important that you go to the gym, even if you do get a BBL, because our heart, you know, having good cardiac health and, you know, just keeping our body in good shape. You can go to the gym or to the plastic surgeon and get your body altered and turned into something else, but as long as you don't, you know, if you don't go to the gym, you're still gonna be out of shape. You're still not gonna be able to take a flight of steps. You know what I'm saying? So it's important that even if you do get a BBL, to still go to the gym and make sure that you still take care of your body.
And that's what I'm gonna thank you for, because after I had my heart surgery, you helped me so much. When you were doing yoga in the park, you need to bring back yoga in the park. But you for real. But when you had me doing yoga, like when I was doing my heart recovery and I was going into the hospital to do the workouts, she was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Nothing really, but I go to yoga," and that really helped. And that's the reason the importance of friendships is to have someone that's gonna push you. And so I want to say thank you, because during that time you pushed me to just get better, you know, physically.
Yeah,
and
that
so,
was a scary time, Erin, because it was during COVID. Like, you know, right in the midst of COVID. What all do you remember about that? Like how going through open heart surgery, what can you say about that? Like, how was that, especially during 2020, during COVID? It was 2020,
yeah,
right?
it was 2020.
Yeah, I was so scared.
I can just say that it made me appreciate life. So now I have this appetite for life. I always had this appetite for life. Like, I'm always happy and energetic and everything. But it also made me want to go through my dreams and my passions, follow through with those dreams and those passions. So I think it just gave me you only live once, so you've got to make the best of it. And that was my motto when I was younger. I used to, on our phone voicemail, you only live once, so make the best of each day. And that's how I feel. Like, I want to pursue every dream, and I just want to just be here and be present and enjoy the moment and be grateful for everything.
Right. Yes, absolutely. Yes. And how do you feel like your faith helped you to build?
Oh, God. PMJ. I remember seeing PMJ, and he had this sermon, and I actually posted it right before my surgery. And he was talking about how people, you know, they praise God when things are going good. So what happens to the mother, and I'm messing this up, but what happens to the mother when her son dies? Okay, but then what happens to the mother when he pulls her son out, and he talks about how if I'm not here, I'm with God, and if I am here, then he helped me, he pulled me out of it. So just being able to just know that I had peace. So I prayed about everything, I did my videos and showed the world, hey, this is what I'm going through, but I knew at the end of the day, regardless, I was going to be with God. So I came to peace with that. And it made me stronger, because just being able to say, God, thank you. Like today in the car, I'm like, Lord, I thank you so much for allowing me just to be here. Like to be able to witness the graduations, to be able to come here and talk to you and just hang out with you. I'm just grateful for every single piece of life, and I just love God, and I thank him. And I'm complete. Like if anything, and I'm not jinxing myself, but if anything were to happen to me right now, I feel like I've lived a complete life. And
that's powerful.
I've been feeling like that forever. Like if something were to happen to me, I've lived a complete life.
Wow.
We have been basketball moms together. I've raised my son. I've been able to accomplish some of the things that I wanted to do. And so if God doesn't do another thing for me, I'm good.
Dang, that's a powerful statement right there, for real. Like that's really powerful. You know, I feel like it's still things I want to do. So I need to be here a little longer, but also too, yeah, you know, that's a powerful statement to say, you know, I've lived a complete life. Yeah. That's really good. That's a good statement.
Now, don't get it twisted. I do ask God, I want to be 103. So imagine doubling that. Imagine the things that you can do with that. So even within that, I say, God, thank you, because I really do want to accomplish so much, and I want to change the world, or be the change that you want to see in the world, and make my mark on the world. So I do hope to live a long life, but at the end of the day, if something were to happen to me, I've lived a complete life. But if I have another 40, 50, 60, 70 years, I'm happy with that too.
Right, absolutely. I agree. I totally agree. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
It's amazing how our life has been. So how do you think social media has impacted society?
Girl, social media has been a mess. I think my son, you know, just speaking of my 15-year-old, he grew up, it's like he's been here the entire time that we've had social media present. So to see the impact on him and the other kids of his age group, like they literally walk down the street holding their phone. He'll walk into a wall. I know where Justin's been, because it's such a distracted, you know, presence because of social media. He's on that phone like more than anything, you know what I mean? So I think social media has impacted us and in a way where we don't have to be social, you know, like we don't necessarily have to go, like with COVID and us realizing that, oh, okay, we can get on this phone and find so much entertainment that we don't have to go as much. Like I even see that like with this being out, like me and my sister went out last night. Nobody's there anymore. People are not going out. People are not socializing like they used to. Like I get on a soapbox about social media. Like I really feel like it's impacting us in a way where we will not have to see each other physically. Like Jalen, he'll watch online people playing a game. This is not I mean, it's reality, but it's like he doesn't have to go anywhere. My kids don't do nearly. When I was coming up, shoot, I just talked about this. I was like, we used to skip school to go have some fun and do some fun stuff. You know what I'm saying? I was social.
Right.
Now it's like, you be social online. Mostly everything is done where you don't even really have to spend time with each other, like physically be around each other. It's gonna change our society. I'm telling you, in 20 years from now, it's not gonna be as many children. It's not, you know what I mean? What do you think?
I feel the same way. I feel like in some instances, okay, I feel like it can ruin relationships. Like we mentioned earlier, you talk about relationships, and I think a long time ago, an ex-boyfriend, you would be like, I wonder what happened to him. You know, if I was in the 90s, I'd be like, what happened to him? I wonder if he's all the way in another state. But now you see them, you see everything that's going on with their lives. So I think it can impact people with relationships because there's so much. I think it also harms people with this, when we talk about BBL culture, comparison. Comparison is a thief. So I feel like a lot of people are comparing themselves, but also I think there's some positive aspects to social media. Like I've been able to network with a lot of people because of social media. And so I remember Brian Dawson mentioned using your digital footprint in a positive way. So I think you can also use that digital footprint in a positive way. What women crave. You know, we were able to impact so many people. You remember the relationships, the guys that would send us messages and be like, oh my goodness, thank you so much, because now I understand how to relate to my woman.
Yeah.
So that's
cool.
That's a good, powerful, impactful way that social media can impact.
Yeah, I'm so different now on social media, just over the years. Just, you know, like I used to put a lot of me out there, and then I was with you one time, and them guys came over and was like, I follow you. I was like, oh my God. And just like those different, and I've had that happen a few times, and people come up and, you know, they're like, I know you from social media. It's like, oh my God. You know, so over these years, I've kind of like really bagged back. Like, I don't even go on Facebook like that at all because it's just too personal. Like, I don't need to know how you feel about what happened to your grandma. You know what I'm saying? So I hate to be like that, and I really do. But I'm just so different now. And I kind of like social media with people I don't know. I like TikTok, just like entertainment. Like, just entertain me. I don't want to mourn with you.
No, me
you know
neither.
what I mean?
I don't like that. Like, I hate when people put their family members in caskets, and I don't want to see that. That's something I don't want to bring into my home, because I believe in energy. Like, even with me, when it comes to, I admire you for being a nurse and, you know, working with hospice, because even with me, I've never seen a dead person in my life.
Oh, wow.
I've always preserved that. So like when my grandparents died, I would make sure that the casket was closed before I went in to see them.
Really?
And I got that from my dad. When his mom died, when my dad's mom died, he said he wanted to remember her the way she was.
Alive.
Yeah. And so he didn't go in and he didn't see. So I don't view
that.
You know, not at all.
And I have to. I feel like it's a part of my closure. My uncle just passed away, and I thought, you know, it was gonna be closed, and I was like, oh my God, how am I gonna gain closure? I needed it to be open to see. I don't know, and that's new for me. I used to be very afraid of that, and being in hospice, it was really like a phobia, honestly, because my grandmother was raised by my grandparents, and they took me to a lot a lot as a kid, just because, you know, it was old folks, they go to funerals, that's what they do. So and I remember my first day on hospice, I had to pronounce somebody, and I was shaking like a leaf, and I thought it was a person still heart beating, because I was like, you know, trying to, you know, hear, you know, or no heartbeat, the lack of a heartbeat or whatever, and oh my goodness. So yeah, I get that though. Like, wow, that's good. You never had to see that.
Yeah, I don't want to. I try to preserve myself. So let's change the subject.
I know, right?
And Chantel, what was the hardest thing about walking away from your marriage?
Oh my goodness.
You gotta think about that.